In this video, I want to clarify what I've said before in a short video. I said that in embodied language, we start as well as we finish with the total absence of language. And so I hope you feel puzzled by that, because I know very well that what I say goes against everything that is accepted as valid. But I have my own view of language. And I continue to express my embodied language, which exposes our common disembodied language, which is so troubling. I exposed the disembodied language that is going on, because disembodied language, in which you do not listen to yourself while you speak, is the incorrect way of using language, since it only makes us talk as members of a group, but not as individuals. And this difference keeps being avoided, as if it doesn't even exist. But this text that I'm reading to you, and you hear me say it, what I'm saying, this text itself shows that my individual perspective reveals the reason why we have so many problems communicating with each other. Yes, we have many problems communicating with each other. We will say and write very different things once we acknowledge the overt nature of language, and once we are no longer distracted by our illusion of inner language. We all believe that there is language inside of us, that we have a mind, but there is no mind, there is no language inside of us. And as long as we keep talking about that presumed language that goes on inside of us, we are distracted from the overt nature of language. And then, now perhaps in this context, you can understand that the start of our conversation as well as the end of our conversation will be the total absence of language. Because there is no language inside of us. There never was any language inside of us. And there never will be any language inside of us. Moreover, the conversation will be the optimal use of our language, in that everything that can be expressed will be expressed with the vocabulary which is available to us. So what that means is that in a conversation there will come a point in the exchange when we are done talking, and when we're done talking, that is not because things remained unsaid. Somebody is ending the conversation, so to speak, truncating the conversation. No, it is because everything that could be said was said. That is why the conversation ends. In effect, a saturation point has been reached to which we all agree. As long as the so-called conversation comes to an end without this agreement, that this saturation point has been reached. So as long as the conversation is ended without that agreement, and without the beneficial acknowledgement of everyone involved that everything that could be said was said, we haven't really communicated. Moreover, what remains unsaid and what therefore also remains unheard and is misunderstood, it takes on a life of its own as our so-called inner language, our mind, because we still want to say what we couldn't say, what couldn't be said. So the issue is not that we were misunderstood or that people didn't listen to us, didn't validate us. No, the issue is that we didn't say what we could easily say to ourselves once others aren't there. Yeah. In other words, on our own, we can easily figure out what we wanted to say, but we couldn't say it because of others. And this is why I am able to put together the single subject science of languageology, the science of overt spoken verbal behavior, which doesn't depend on anyone's approval. No. Once we have embodied language with each other, we do not have embodied language with each other because we approve of each other. No. Approval is not at all an issue. We have embodied language with each other because we are capable of having embodied language with each other. And we know that we are having embodied language with each other.